Alright, here's Jeff. So, good body position. Your head is pretty stable. And you got a good reach forward. What you can see here is that when you're reaching over, you're crossing over a fair bit. So your hand is going in front of your head, and then sometimes going like to the almost to the opposite side of your body. And you can see that little back and forth kind of wobble. That's really what's causing that. So what you want to do is when you reach forward, you keep that arm, left arm off to the left side, right arm off to the right side. That'll eliminate a little bit of the wobbling back and forth. The kick looks fine. It's supporting your strokes, and you're smooth, other than the bit of the crossover. We'll talk about the underwater when it gets to the underwater portion. Good breathing. You might have a little bit of a pause, maybe too much of a pause when you're reaching forward. So a slight pause is going to be okay when you're talking about real long distance events. But when you want to do shorter events, you want to reach forward, and then when you can't reach forward anymore, you start your stroke. So here you can see just a little bit of that sort of back and forth, and that's caused by the crossover. Good rotation though, so you're doing a good job of finishing the stroke, and then that finishing shoulder sort of comes out of the water. So that's good rotation and good extension. Here you get a shot of where those hands are going. So a little more pronounced with that right arm. So just imagine there's a cone in front of your head, and your hands don't cross through that cone. So underwater, at the end of the video, there's a frame by frame. So what's going on is your left arm is doing more of what I call a straight arm pull, meaning that there's not really any sort of bend when you're using that left arm. The hand, forearm, and upper arm are all kind of one angle. And the issue with that is that the first third of the stroke really more or less just pushes water down. It doesn't pull water back. So that's where you want to incorporate the high elbow catch, where the hand and forearm go vertical, and you create a bunch of leverage and then pull yourself past the water in that point. Your right arm is doing a better job of getting a catch angle, so that one is better. When we get to the frame by frame, we'll talk about that a little more. And then here, this is where we had you do one arm drill. So when you're doing one arm drill, you can clearly see that you're getting a nice catch angle. So if you can do it when you're doing one arm drill, you can definitely do it when you're swimming. It's just a matter of refining and rehearsing the technique over and over. And the left arm, which was more of a problem, that's totally good there. So that's a good one arm, or excuse me, that's a good catch doing the one arm drill. This is one of my favorite drills, if not my favorite, just because it's a strength builder as well as technique, refresher, reminder. Catch-up drill is good, but you don't have any real issue with extension. You're getting a nice long extension. Fist drill is another good one, where you close your hands into fists and practice trying to feel the water or pull the water with your forearm. And so that left arm, good catch right there. So a lot of this drill will help your technique. And this is where you worked on keeping the arms off to the side. So you can see it's a smoother looking stroke. Sorry that the color's off. So still going in front of your head more than I would recommend, but just not wobbling quite as much. So in between the two, between keeping your arms off to the side, left arm on the left side, right arm on the right side, and an improved catch, you're going to be a lot faster between those two things. Alright, so this is before any comments. So good extension, good rotation to the side, and then when you initiate the stroke, just a little bit of the hand bending down or angling down towards the bottom, but the forearm is still at the same angle as the upper arm. So that's a straight arm catch. This is the second best way to swim. You can get pretty strong doing this, but you'll get more leverage when you get to a high elbow catch, like you were doing in one arm drill. And then you have a good follow through on both arms, so no problem with the follow through. And then right arm, which was technically better before any comments. Good extension. You can see the hand is sort of pulled in a little too far in front of your head. From a speed standpoint, maybe a little too much of a glide here, but again, it depends on the distance of the race that you're participating in. And then the next couple of frames you start to see that catch. So see how the forearm is angling down, but the upper arm is still pointed forward. So that's a much better catch. Now, because your hand was so far in towards the center of your body, you're forced to sort of pull underneath your body to make that catch happen. So if you can get the hand off to the side when you start the catch motion, you'll get a much, and you'll see that here, that this is the one arm drill, you get a much greater pronounced catch, so that the bulk of the motion is moving your body forward. So hand is off to the side, initiating high elbow. That's really nice. That's great right there. And then all that leverage with the forearm and hand is pulling your body forward. So I hope that helps.